What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, we're going to be ranking the worst to the best New York Comic Con 2024 exclusives from Funko, at least in my own personal opinion of what I like and don't like. So let's get right to it. So starting off, what I feel is the worst is the metallic Jacko Jolly from V Friends. Now, at first, I had no idea what this is, and I technically still don't know what this is, but with further research, I had found out that this was a character created by an entrepreneur for an NFT. And luckily for this pop, this was later announced to be a 1,000 piece, because I truly believe that if this pop had sold on the Funko Shop website, that this would be an example of that one books pop from Emerald City Comic Con a few years ago that no one cared about and would sit on the site, probably later to be used for one of those Buckeye warehouse sales you can get it for 50% off. Britney Spears from the music video for Me Against the Music. Like I mentioned with yesterday's Cop Up or Pass Up video, Britney Spears in a way is basically becoming the next Notorious B.I.G. when it comes to Funko Pops, and it's a lot of unnecessary Funko Pops, and not being a big fan of Britney Spears all that much is a reason why it's super low on my list. The metallic Wolverine pop and bag bundle. Although the bag is pretty cool, it's the fact that of course we've already gotten this pop in a non-metallic form, and that's the way that basically most people I feel would get it. Strife with Kuroneko from Trigun. Now, I have no knowledge about Trigun, and although Poppin' Buddy seems really cool, I just don't have any interest in this pop. The Funko Airways t-shirt. Now, although Funko shirts are pretty cool, it goes down that rabbit hole that I always mention that I dislike about the Funko t-shirts, is that when they do the tiny logo on the front and the big logo that's so much better on the back, which irritates me because let's say you're at a convention wearing this and then you have a backpack on, that big logo is being covered by your backpack and it can't be seen by anyone. Mr. Toad from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I don't really know too much about Mr. Toad realistically, and I think there have definitely been better Mr. Toad pops in the past from at least what I last remember. Coraline with Bouncing Rod from, of course, Coraline. This pop is okay, and it's cool that we're getting 15th anniversary Coraline pops, but I think that there's definitely been better Coraline pops in the past, and I, for some reason, think there's going to be better ones in the future instead of just this one. Share Bear from the Care Bears. Now, although this is pretty decent because it is a Halloween-themed pop, and the fact that the only way you can get Share Bear previously is with the Funko Shop exclusive pop rides, I just obviously don't have enough of a fandom for Care Bears to want to put it super high on my list. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Kylo Ren has had like 30 plus pops already, and this just doesn't look too different from a lot of even the more recent ones that are pretty detailed. Both Wednesday pops in the order of Wednesday and then Enid being the better one. Now, this is a pretty cool idea considering that Halloween is super close to New York Comic Con and it gives off that vibe, but I think there definitely would have been better options to make pops for Wednesday instead of another Wednesday and another Enid. Buggy the Clown on Throne from One Piece. Although this pop has quite a bit of detail, there have been two Buggy the Clown pops previously, with the Hot Topic exclusive one that first came out, and then the recent one that I believe was either in a Common Wave or a Child's Collectibles exclusive. Now we have one that's on a throne and most likely will be in that situation where you're just paying a lot of money for this pop because it's in such a massive box compared to the size of the actual pop itself. April Ludgate from Parks and Recreation. Now, this is a pretty decent pop. I believe this is in the same episode as the Snake Juice Ron Swanson, so it's cool that they're making more pops based off of that episode, but I think there have been better Parks and Recreation pops, even in some of the pops in the brand new wave that just recently got released. The Batman Who Laughs. Although we had gotten one previously as a previews exclusive, I do think that this one is better as terms to the detail, especially with that mouth wide open and that sinister laugh. However, I don't know too much about DC Comics compared to Marvel to where I could put this very high on my list. Dream from the Sandman. Now, this is a pop where I believe it's from something that has never been made into pop form, so it's really cool when Funko does these things as the debut for them at a convention, and the detail is really awesome when you have that sand base with the sand falling out of his hand, and then the crow on his arm too. Pretty unique pop for something that I don't know really anything about. 10-inch Dialga from Pokemon. It is really cool to finally see Dialga made into pop form, considering it was rumored for the last 5 conventions over the last year and a half. But of course, my big gripe is that it's a 10-inch pop rather than the regular 4-inch pop, so then it's more expensive and it takes up a lot of more room in your collection. Dabura from Dragon Ball Z. Really cool to see a character that has never been made as a pop for Dragon Ball Z instead of seeing another Goku or another Vegeta. Deadpool with Zamboni from the original Deadpool movie. Now, when I first seen this announcement, I was laughing. I love this specific moment of Deadpool driving the Zamboni, basically like, you're gonna be killed in 5 minutes, because of course Zambonis take a while to get from one side of an ice rink to another. So it's funny how they're kind of capitalizing on the hype of Deadpool and Wolverine with actually a pop from the original Deadpool movie that they never made in the original lineup. So that's really awesome that Funko went back and did this kind of pop. The Funko Airways Biddy Pops. Now, it is really surprising, even for me, that I ranked Biddy Pops this high, but I think the big reason for this is that every single character in the Biddy Pops has actually never been transformed into an actual 4-inch pop before, especially that Franny Funko and the Proto the dog. So who knows, maybe this may be the only way that you can get those pops ever made is through Biddy Pops instead of the actual 4-inch pops, which is very intriguing to me. Witch Hazel from Looney Tunes. I always enjoy seeing Comic-Con exclusive Looney Tunes pops, especially of characters that have never been made before. Corazon from One Piece. One Piece pops are usually detailed for the most part, and it's always cool to see a new character in a 4-inch form instead of, let's say, an already existing character on a throne like we mentioned with Buggy earlier, or the times when Funko would do the wanted posters for every convention for One Piece. So it's always nice to see characters that have never been transformed into pops before be convention exclusives, which is why I really like this. The glow-in-the-dark Matatabi from Naruto Shippuden. Even if this pop wasn't glow-in-the-dark, I really love the detail involved with this. Yukora from Bleach. Now I'm more than certain that I mispronounced the name, even though I literally just watched a YouTube video on how to pronounce the name before this, but clearly I forgot. But the detail of this pop is really unique compared to a lot of the anime pops that are on the selection for New York Comic Con. Lucifer with wings from, of course, Lucifer. Now, I've only seen maybe a couple of episodes of Lucifer, but it's always nice to see something that people have been requesting years for as terms to pops and finally given to us as terms to a convention exclusive, especially seeing Borat at New York Comic Con 2022. That's what this moment kind of reminds me of, is finally getting Lucifer pops here at a convention, and hopefully there's more coming down the pipeline. All 4 of the Funko Fusion pops in the specific order of Edified Skeletor, Edified Dilophosaurus, Edified Chucky, then Edified Megan. Now technically the Chucky and the Dilophosaurus could have switched place if I wanted to go the order of the Skeletor and Chucky being 1,000 pieces and then the other 2 being better because they are 500 pieces, which is a ridiculously low piece count that we haven't seen in a long time for Funko. Plus, I've been loving the way that these Funko Fusion pops look, not only because of the pop themselves, but the overall box art of it, which makes it so nice and unique and such a nice set of pops to display in your collection. The Headless Freddy Funko. Now, in most cases, I always say that Freddy Funko pops are super overrated, and for the most part, it's just usually taking that head and putting it on a character's body to say Freddy Funko as something. But when they're able to make something like this is why I like certain Freddy Funkos. Especially when you have the flesh melting off of the face there, and you do see a couple of teeth of Freddy Funko. I think this is an excellent representation of a pop that is both Halloween related and a great Freddy Funko pop. Spider Demon Father from Demon Slayer. Now, although I have only seen 1 season of Demon Slayer, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing this character, and I think they pulled this off excellently in pop form with the amount of eyes that are involved, the teeth, and just the overall detail involved with this pop. And it's really nice to see these kinds of pops for Demon Slayer instead of some of the ones we've been getting the last couple of conventions. Animal, followed by the flocked animal for the Muppets. Now, I can definitely say that these are better pops than the Kermit the Frog pop we had gotten from San Diego Comic-Con. It has been a while since we've gotten some sort of animal pop besides the baby animal for Muppets Mayhem. And I think this is a pretty good upgrade to the OG animal, considering that you have the drum kit involved. And especially when you have a flocked version that's a very limited piece count, of course it's going to be one step above the normal version. Metal Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. This is one of those pops that I am really on the fence about, of whether I go and pick this pop up because I like Knuckles, or I don't get this pop because I feel it's not necessarily a need, considering I already do have the flocked Knuckles from TargetCon a couple of years ago. But this is really right up there as terms to possible wants or needs, which is why it makes number 2, which leads to one more item left, being the best pop in my opinion, the Mystical Elf from Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that I am trying to get a 100% complete collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pops. Mystical Elf was a dual monster that is a part of the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is what I'm used to. So this is such a great pop that I can't wait to add in the collection. And this is for sure the only need as terms to New York Comic Con for my collection. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video of me ranking the worst to the best NYCC exclusives, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your opinions down below, and I hope to see you guys in another video on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.